Hi, welcome to another episode of Comics Review. I'm your host, Kevin Starkey. The first comic I'm going to talk about is one of the DC, the New 52. This is All-Star Western, issue number 1. And it's by Justin Gray, Jimmy Palmiotti, and Moritat is the artist. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that, but I don't speak whatever language that is. And I haven't bought many of these DC. I'm not a big DC Comics reader. But I saw this. I like westerns a lot, and I didn't know. I went into this totally blind. I didn't know anything about it. It says "Welcome to Gotham" behind this. When I picked this up, I didn't know that this was Jonah Hex on here, but that's what I found out when I started reading it. And I've seen the Jonah Hex comics. I saw that they did a movie, and it just never seemed like a good jumping on point for me to get into it. I guess I could have bought the graphic novels and tried to catch up, but I just didn't. And I'm really glad I picked this up. Excellent comic. Great writing. I mean, there's a ton of writing in here, a lot to read. Great artwork. Really, really love it. The use of the colors, it really gives a feel of the time period. And it's almost like a cross between the U.S. TV show House, that kind of a character, and like a Sherlock Holmes type of a character. Which, I guess if you read Jonah Hex, you probably know all about him, but I'd never read anything about him, so I didn't really know much at all. And he's sort of brought into this. This guy brings him into town. Arkham, the guy I guess who eventually builds Arkham Asylum in Gotham, brings in Jonah Hex to help him with these murders that are happening, and he's really gruff, and he's a really neat character. I'm really glad I picked this up. I am definitely adding this comic to my pull list. Excellent story. I'm excited to see where they're going to go with it. Is it going to be like, he'll solve this mystery and then something else will happen and it'll keep going? I don't really have any idea what this comic's going to do, but I really am enjoying it. I mean, the artwork's not amazing. You look on some pages and you're like, well, this isn't great. Like this one, for example, doesn't look great. But the story and the writing are just so good, and the coloring really, really works for this story. Highly recommended. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. The next comic I'm going to talk about is another number 1. This is Brilliant by Icon Comics. This is a Bendis and a Bagley comic. Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley created and produced. And this comic is interesting. Decent artwork. It's not anything fantastic, but the story is really good. It's about some college kids who are really bright and have figured out how to create superpowers. It's sort of a step up from like Kick-Ass, where these people are just putting on costumes and going out and trying to help people. This is people trying to scientifically figure out ways in which to give themselves superpowers. And it's a neat story. I'm enjoying that. Definitely going to add this to my pull list. Great story. I don't want to give too much of it away. I don't want to ruin anything, but check it out. It's not a cheap comic, $3.95. But give it a shot. I think it's worth it. I'd rate that about a 4 out of 5 probably. See where they go with it. Now here's Kick-Ass 2, issue number 4. This is a Mark Millar Icon comic. And great artwork as always. Neat story. I mean, the artwork's not knock your socks off great. It's the style that I like, and the colors. It's just a continuation of the story. Kick-Ass is part of this group now, and Hit Girl. They're showing you Hit Girl's story. She's got this family life, and she's trying not to be Hit Girl, and her parents don't want her to be, and it's like she's dying to get out there and fight and kick butt, and you can see that that's going to end up happening here shortly. But neat story. If you're a fan of the series, this is definitely going to make you smile, and you'll like it. Rated a 3.5 out of 5, I guess. Good stuff. And the final comic I'm going to talk about, this is Crawl to Me, issue number 3 from IDW. And the guy, the artist, the writer, everything on this is Alan Robert. He is from a rock group, Life of Agony, who I've never heard of, but I read his other comic, Wire Hangers, another creepy, weird thing that he did all the work on. And this has a very similar art style to that. Same guy. But it's also another creepy story. And just looking at some of these pages, I think you can get the idea. And it looks like they're going to make Wire Hangers, his previous comic, into a movie, which would be kind of neat. That was really weird and creepy. This story is just bizarre. This couple's living in this house, and the wife's got some weird thing going on with her. She's laying in bed and acting like there's something wrong with her, and they got a little baby. And then the husband's there, and he's like trying to figure out what's going on, and weird stuff's happening, and there's something weird going on in the basement, and this weird guy shows up, and it's just definitely, if you like creepy, weird stuff, you'll dig this comic quite a lot, I think. $3.99, so it's not a cheap comic. But I'll definitely rate that like a 4 out of 5. It's a neat story, weird art, weird writing, but creepy and kind of cool. And then let me just mention the other comics I picked up this week, real quick. American Vampire Beast in the Cave. That's issue number 19. That's getting up there. Scott Snyder, love that comic. Great series. The Last Zombie, Brian Keene. It's from Entertainment. What the heck? I never know the name of this company. Antarctic Press. Black and white comic. Zombies and stuff. It's a cool comic. Really enjoy that. It seems like they come out with a series with like 5 or 6 comics. Then it ends. Then they start up a new one, and it's a continuation of the story. So I don't know why they do it that way, but it's a good series. And here's The Sixth Gun by Oni Press. This is issue number 15. Still enjoying that series a lot. I think they're going to do a TV show or a movie or something. I think I heard something about that. And Walking Dead Weekly number 39. Still loving that series. And that's it for this week. Please leave a comment here on YouTube or over on my blog at twodognight.net. Let me know what you're reading. Have you read any of the stuff I talked about? And I'll see you next week. Take care.